July 29th, Anthony Ray Hinton. Welcome to 365 Christian Men, where every day we aim to inspire and encourage with real-life stories about men. Anthony Ray Hinton was arrested, convicted, imprisoned, and sentenced to death for a crime he did not commit. Here is his story.
When life is unjust, turn your pain into purpose. Ray Hinton had a message, and he taught that message to his neighbor Henry, though they only had one thing in common. They were both convicts on death row. Ray had been a black miner in Alabama, and Henry had been the son of a grand wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. But on death row, differences disappeared, or more accurately, Ray disappeared them. In prison, Ray didn't talk much, but he listened, especially to Henry, who had been taught to hate. He had been a Klansman and was sentenced to death for beating a black man to death and then hanging him. Some people could not understand how Ray and Henry could be friends, including Ray's niece. Ray told his niece, Henry was born Henry Francis Hayes, not KKK Henry Francis Hayes. He explained to her that as Henry got older, he went to Klan meetings, which taught him more hate. But once Henry came to death row, the very people that he was taught to hate taught him love and compassion. Henry changed, and I saw the change. Ray changed too. Convicted on circumstantial evidence, Ray had grown angry, but he refused to condemn other people. Instead, he treated Henry and everyone on death row the same, because the same Jesus loved each of them. Love gave Ray a reason to live. He loved the men who sent him to prison, the officers, the prosecutor, the jury, and even the judge who overruled the life sentence handed down by the jury and instead sent Ray to death row. Ray prayed for the men there, including the guards. He also prayed for Henry. Ray remembered what he had learned from his mama. The only thing God cannot do is fail. He knew that God is love and that love never fails. He did not just tell others that God loved them, he showed God's love to them. He started a book club and Henry joined in. Ray told jokes so others would laugh. Ray did not think that what someone else did or did not do was any of his business. He knew what Henry had done, but that did not matter. He figured that Henry's daddy cheated him. My mom told me no matter what one does in life, he or she deserves some compassion, and I knew Henry deserved compassion more than anybody. Ray said hatred was a cancer. In 1997, the state executed Henry Hayes. On the night of his execution, he finally admitted that all his life his father had lied to him, and now he knows what love is, said Ray. When the Supreme Court of the United States finally and unanimously overturned Ray's conviction, he told the waiting press, I want you to know there is a God. He defended me. I will continue to pray just as I have done for 30 years. Now Ray crusades for compassion. He believes anyone can learn love if they know they are loved. As the scriptures tell us in Romans 5, 7, and 8, now, who of us would dare to die for the sake of a wicked person? We can all understand if someone is willing to die for a truly noble person, but Christ proved God's passionate love for us by dying in our place while we were still lost and ungodly. What can you do when others mistreat you? When life is unjust, turn your pain into purpose.
Hey man, Chuck Stecker here with The Chosen Generation. Honored and blessed to be a part of 365 Christian Men. Our today's story, Anthony Ray Hinton, July 29th. Wow, what a powerful story we have just listened to. I've listened to this story several times, And there's one line in here that jumped out at me as I prepared to share with you. And that is, some people didn't understand Anthony Ray Hinton and Henry being friends. The son of the Grand Wizard over here, the just say racist over here, hated black people, killed black people, and over here a black man. How could they be friends? But here's the question, it says, is some people didn't understand, including Anthony's niece. So here's the issue for us. You know, when you follow Jesus, he may lead you to some people that others may not understand. But God's got a reason to bring you and just you into the life of that person. And that's the truth. Sometimes we look for the safe places to share our faith. Sometimes we look for people like us to be friends with. But I believe that God is calling us to look around in the world that we live in. Just that small world we live in, not the big world, not the whole globe, but the people you have contact with on a regular basis, and here put the two of them in cells side by side. Some people won't understand, but God will. So my challenge for you today is, would you be willing to look at the contacts you have, the people you come in contact with, perhaps on a regular basis? Might be at the grocery store, might be someplace else, could be in the workplace. But the idea is there's going to be places where there are people drastically different than you. Have you ignored them and maybe ignored the fact that God is calling you to them that they may know Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior? So the challenge is, the question, who are you missing that God's been trying to lead you to? Maybe now's the time to reach out. God bless you.